Camp Comfort is not the title of a 1980s horror movie, but it is notorious for having more than a few urban legends affiliated with it. From the ghost of a hitchhiker wearing a blood-soaked wedding dress, to a creature so popular with the locals it has its own hot sauce named after it. Which one? Let's take a journey and find out. Hey, welcome back to Wild Card Journeys. I'm your host, Eric. And on this channel, I hit the road to make videos about the paranormal, various urban legends, or just whatever I may encounter out there on the road. So if that sounds like your kind of traveling, then consider subscribing and join the journey. Now today we're in Ojai, California, a beautiful town in the heart of wine country. And on a side note, the hometown of the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. I always like Jamie's place, the loft above the carriage house, but I digress. So we're here to explore a few of the many urban legends surrounding Camp Comfort, which has been a popular campground destination in this area for decades. And we're going to start with the oldest of these legends, the Ojai Vampire. The story dates back to 1890, when a man from Europe, presumably either Spain or Italy, bought a small ranch out here and mostly kept to himself. After a while, reports began to circulate about cattle being found dead, completely drained of blood, and attacks on the townspeople by strange wolf-like creatures. Well, the old superstitions of the townsfolk got the better of them, and they decided that not only was their new neighbor responsible for these strange events, but he was indeed one of the Nosferatu, a vampire. So like something out of an old Frankenstein movie, an angry mob made its way to his ranch, only to be confronted immediately by the land's guardian, a large black dog, which has been alternately described as either a phantom dog or a hellhound. So the townsfolk drove away the beast by using a silver crucifix and generous amounts of holy water. Convinced now more than ever there was a vampire in their midst, they stormed the property and found the land's owner asleep in a stone sarcophagus, which, looking back, I guess didn't really help his case. So they immediately staked him through the heart and ended his reign of terror forever. And the legend goes that somewhere out here in the weeds and the foliage, you can still find that sarcophagus, and the vampire still in it, stake included. Now, there is a theory that this legend owes its origin due to an above-ground tomb that may have been out here somewhere. You could have had a family immigrate here from Europe who chose to bury their dead in this manner, which was commonplace in that part of the world back then. And while this is quite plausible, it's just not as interesting as the legend that grew out of it, or as fun. Well, fun for us. Not so much the vampire. Char Man Bridge. The legend of the Char Man stems from a fire that actually took place out here back in 1948. The origin of the Char Man has two versions, which are essentially similar. Both are about two people trapped by the fire. One doesn't make it. The survivor is driven insane by his grief and the severity of his injuries. Now in the first version, it's a father and son. The son could not get through the flames to save his father, and he's driven insane by his grief and his injuries. By the time the police come out here to rescue them, the son, already driven insane, has hung his father from a tree. And the police are so shocked at the son's appearance from the injuries that they pause. And in this moment, he takes off into the forest, never to be seen again. Or does he? Now, in the second version, I personally think it aligns more with what the bridge is about. In the second version, it involves a husband and wife. The wife is trapped in a cabin or a house that's on fire. The husband's trying to get to her, but he can't get through the flames. The entire time she is screaming, "Help me, help me," but he still can't get to her. So he's driven insane by his injuries and his grief. Now that story aligns more with why they call this Char Man Bridge, because the local legend has it, if you come out here at night and yell, "Help me, help me," the Char Man will run out of the forest and attack you. If you're in your car, he'll jump all over your car. Now to me, that's more in line with the husband and wife story, because yelling, help me," reminds them that he was unable to save his wife. And this is not the only reason that the Char Man is so popular around here. Let's check it out. So the Char Man is such a popular local legend, one company even made a hot sauce named after him. I checked online, and this is the place to find that hot sauce here in Ojai. So let's check it out. Here we are in the Sea Fresh restaurant, and your name is?
Tammy Chandler.
Tammy, nice to meet you. Okay, so I have to ask, have you ever had the Char Man as a customer here?
No, we have not had Char Man as a customer here, but he sure is a topic in town.
Awesome. Now, have you seen him yourself?
I have not.
Do you believe he's real?
I believe that there's something out there.
I like the way you think. That's a perfect answer. Fist bump.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Old Creek Road has its share of urban legends as well. The first being of a young woman who, on her wedding day, was murdered by her husband for her money, and now can be seen walking along these roads wearing a blood-soaked wedding dress. The second legend is of a woman who, while on horseback, died. The horse was startled by a snake, she fell and died from her injuries. Now, once a year on the anniversary of her death, you can see her riding around here reenacting her death. And the third legend, which I find most interesting, is that of a headless motorcycle rider. As the story goes, one night the motorcyclist was coming down this hill and he was hit by a truck. Now at this point he either A, flew from his bike and was decapitated by a tree limb, in which case, yuck, or the second version, which I think is more in line with the story, is there was a piece of metal sticking out of the truck and the driver came along at such a speed it decapitated him, but the bike was still going and the body was still attached. The driver of the truck sees this passing by, has a heart attack, drives off the road and dies as well. So all three of these, personally, I believe fall in the category of what's known as a residual haunting. If you recall my video where we took a haunted hike up to the Hollywood sign, the tour guide went over the four categories of hauntings. And the first one she spoke of was a residual haunting, which is essentially the ghost stuck in a loop. So the woman in the bloody wedding dress, the woman on horseback reenacting her death, and even the headless motorcyclist. Personally, these sound like they would fall in the category of a residual haunting. They're stuck in an endless loop. Okay, so you really can't drive all the way up to Ojai, talk about the Char Man, talk about the Char Man Hot Sauce without actually trying the hot sauce. I have not tried this. Okay, as you can see, the seal is still in the bottle. So we're gonna do that right here. I'm prepared, I have water, and I have milk. Why do I have milk? Because it's made with habanero peppers. And if you're not familiar with those, habanero peppers are basically the John Wick of the hot pepper community. So I'm not taking chances. Got chips, give it a try. Break open this bad boy. Seal has been broken. Woo! Yeah. Okay, yeah. That'll wake you up in the morning. So, here goes. Okay. I go the extra mile for my channel. As you can see, a healthy portion. Yeah. Holy crap. That's hot. That's definitely hot. Oh goodness. Okay, that is not fake. That is, oh goodness. Yeah, that's a special occasion kind of hot sauce. If I want to kill myself. Oh Lord. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like or comment below. Better yet, hit subscribe. You can catch all of my videos as I hit the road. Oh Lord. As I hit the road for the paranormal, various urban legends, and whatever I might find out there. Also, check out my friend Jonathan Reese's channel for kind of a behind-the-scenes video to this video. More of a debate on the validity of the Char Man and the other urban legends in the Camp Comfort area, the Ojai area. Once again, thank you for joining me. We'll see you on the journey. Milk is my friend. To a creature so popular with the locals that has its own hot sauce.
I heard something.
Okay, we'll do that one more time.
No, I heard somebody walking, except you're not.
Okay. Well, it's a park.
That's why I was looking around. I was looking for a person. There's no one around here, man.
Okay.
I fucking heard something.
You realize what we're doing could
Yes,
actually be the premise for a good horror movie? A couple of YouTubers out there filming video, never seen again. This is like Blair Witch Project, but Camp Comfort Project.
It was behind me. I'm sorry. Let's do this again.
Hey, I'm the first one to assume it's a creature of the night, okay? You're like the semi-logical one. He's Scully. All right. Okay, so that was an outtake. All right. Wait for this.
That was my bad. Sorry.
No, that was actually funny. I like what he said. You're like, I heard something, man. I heard it.